If you need to stay productive, you need to find the suitable tools to keep you productive. There are plenty of options to choose from free and free IM to premium to overhyped. You can opt for any, but some will incur your overcost, whilst others will have their performance issues. That's why we have presented you some of the productive yet underrated tools that can help you book your meeting and get your communicational mail suitable to your tone to find right templates for your business and take notes on your behalf. If you're tired of overhyped apps and want real solutions that get the job done, stick around. We've got the tools you need to use. First up is Goblin Tools. It curates a list of small subtools in it to enhance your regular well-thought tasks into a simplified versions. Your day-to-day complex tasks will no longer be an issue because using these tools will get you almost the similar results that you would get from recent days' modernized AI tools. How? It has some of the tools that break down overwhelming tasks into pint-sized tasks, more like project management software. Let's find out what its tools have to offer. Goblin Tools is actually a collection of mini tools designed with neurodivergent users in mind. It's a platform that can be easily accessed from anywhere with tasks that seem impossible to organize. From work assignment and business launching idea generation to text formalization and need culinary help to make perfect use of the ingredients for the dinner or lunch, this repository of tools can help you get your solutions right away. To get started, all you need is to head to their website or download the app on your phone for free. It's straightforward, with no complicated setups or lengthy tutorials, revealing all their tools just on the top of the screen, especially on the website. Without sign up, you can do most of your tasks as we could do ours as well. Now, let's break down why this app is a genius. Magic To-Do List comes first to break down your complicated ideas into simple one. It's more like a project software. You break down things as per your milestones. But in project management, you had to guess how much time you would need for each task. But this tool first does experiment with your ideas, be it initiation of a business, or preparing for the final exams, or starting a survey, and then break it down to polusable tasks that will turn out to be much easier than initially thought. You input everything you need to do in whatever messy order you like. The AI takes over and organizes it for you, breaking big tasks into smaller, manageable steps. What's even cooler is how it estimates the time each step will take. This way, you can plan your workday without overcommitting or wasting hours trying to figure out what to tackle next. This is the same thing nowadays ChatGPT does, but that is not everyone's forte, and that requires money and trimmed prompts, which will QA's another challenge for the people who are not tech savvy. Then there's the formalizer. If you've ever written an email and wondered if it sounded professional or polite enough, this tool can help you with that. You type out your email or text, and it rephrases it in a more formal tone, making sure you sound polished. You can get the similar solutions from Grammarly or GPT types AI tools, but some of them costs you dime, and no short feet too. But this tool can easily let you select the tone you want to set for your email to any communicational message to maintain the best possible communication with your clients. To colleagues regardless, your English writing skill is good or average. Another feature that stands out is the estimator. Earlier, we mentioned that project management software barely gives you estimation about any task you want to achieve. And even if they can, that might barely match with your real time. But this tool has proven us worthy. The estimator, if not the exact time, gives as much accurate time as possible for any given projects to tasks so you can be ready for its presentation to launching just in time. It's super useful, especially for managers who need to keep tabs on their team's progress. Lastly, the judge feature is surprisingly helpful. Sometimes you read a message and feel like it's written in an angry or rude tone, when in reality, it's probably not. Judge helps you gauge the tone of any text you input, helping to reduce anxiety or misunderstanding. Handy for anyone who tends to overanalyze written communication. Now, as much as we love Goblin Tools, it's not without its downsides. Because it's still a relatively new app, there are a few bugs. For instance, syncing between devices can sometimes be a bit hit or miss. So, if you're working on the web version, make sure to download or save your lists regularly. Also, while the tool does a great job of estimating task durations, it's not perfect. especially if your task is super niche. It tends to do better with common tasks like organize files or write a report rather than something highly specific. Here's where things get really fun. Let us share some tips we found useful with Goblin tools. First off, use the magic to-do list, not just for work, but also for personal tasks. It's especially good for things like planning out big life events or even just getting through daily chores. If you're ever besieged with a long list of things you need to do, this will take the edge off. Also, if you're managing multiple projects, you can break each project down into individual to-do lists, which makes it easier to track your progress. If you're in a position where you manage others, use the estimator to set realistic deadlines for your team. We've heard from project managers who use this feature to keep their teams on track without overwhelming them. And when you're working with clients, using the formalizer can ensure that your communication stays polished and professional, which helps you build trust and maintain strong relationships. Goblin Tools is designed to make the chaos of your tasks and projects feel manageable, especially if you're someone who gets easily overwhelmed. Whether you're a student, a busy professional, or someone juggling multiple roles, this tool offers a simple, user-friendly way to stay on top of everything without the usual stress. Give it a try, and you'll see why it's one of those underrated valuables that more people should be talking about. Alright, moving on to an app you've probably heard of, Notion. It's one of the most versatile tools out there. You can use it to take notes, create to-do lists, manage project roadmaps using their built-in templates, make itineraries for travel, and even collaborate with teams. But today, we're focusing on something people often overlook, plugins. These are small, often overlooked integrations that make Notion even more effective and useful for your everyday productivity. Trust us, once you start using these plugins, they'll change how you use Notion for both work and personal tasks. So first, if you haven't already set up Notion, it's really easy. Just head to their website, create an account, and you'll have a workspace ready in no time. You can use it on the web, or download the desktop and mobile apps to keep everything synced across your devices. Most people start using Notion for its simplicity, maybe for taking notes or organizing basic tasks. But Notion can do way more than that, especially when you start adding plugins. These add-ons enhance the functionality, which allows you to customize your workspace even further. Let's jump into the good stuff, the plugins. Now, Notion has a lot of them, but we're going to talk about some underrated ones that aren't getting the attention they deserve. One of the first plugins we recommend is Datepop. Ever felt like manually adding dates into Notion was a chore? Datepop is here to solve that. Instead of tediously inputting dates for every single entry or event, this plugin lets you generate dates automatically for an entire year or any specific period you need. This is incredibly useful for teams or individuals who need to organize events, track deadlines, or manage recurring tasks. For example, if you're a project manager juggling multiple timelines, Datepop simplifies the process, letting you focus on the actual tasks instead of the administrative side. Another plugin that deserves a shout out is Snippo. If you're someone who often watches tutorials or educational videos on YouTube and takes notes, this tool is for you. It allows you to integrate YouTube directly into your Notion workspace. You can take notes, bookmark sections, and even insert timestamps, so you don't have to keep scrubbing through the video to find that one key moment. For students or professionals constantly learning new skills, this makes studying or researching so much more efficient. Instead of switching between tabs, everything stays within Notion, and you can build a database of learning material over time. For those who want to step up their aesthetics, the Notion Enhancer plugin is a must. One of the common gripes with Notion is that the interface can feel a bit limited, especially when it comes to themes or customizations. This plugin gives you more control over how your workspace looks. You can choose from different themes, adjust the layout, and even add a back-to-top button to pages. It's the kind of small quality of life improvement that makes using Notion more enjoyable, especially if you spend a lot of time in it. Let's not forget about Save to Notion, a plugin that takes productivity to the highest possible. When you come across an article, a video, or any web content that you want to save, instead of copying and pasting the link manually, this plugin lets you do it in just one click. It's perfect for anyone who collects research, ideas, or inspiration from the web and wants to store it in Notion for later. Whether you're a marketer saving campaign ideas or a writer gathering research, this plugin integrates flawlessly with Notion databases, which makes it incredibly easy to keep everything organized. For professionals managing teams or small businesses, Notion Forms is another underrated gem. This plugin lets you create forms that connect directly to your Notion databases. So, if you need to collect information, whether it's from potential clients, team members, or even feedback, you can build a form that feeds directly into your Notion workspace. For example, if you're running a lead generation campaign, you could create a form on your Notion-built website using a plugin like Super.so and have all that data automatically flow into your CRM database in Notion. Inputting data. Of course, like anything, Notion isn't perfect, and the plugins come with their own set of challenges. One of the biggest complaints we've heard about Notion, especially with the plugins, is the learning curve. Notion is a great tool, but it can be a bit overwhelming when you start adding all these integrations. Each plugin has its own setup process, and while they bring incredible functionality, some users might feel a bit lost trying to configure everything to fit their specific needs. Another downside is that Notion Enhancer doesn't always work smoothly with updates. Since it's a Chrome extension, whenever Notion releases an update, it can sometimes break the functionality of the enhancer until the developer catches up. So, if you're someone who depends on the theme customizations or other enhanced features, you might find yourself dealing with some frustrating moments. Here's where the fun really starts: figuring out how to use these plugins to make your life easier. If you're new to Notion plugins, our advice is to start slow. Pick one plugin that feels most relevant to your work or life and master that first. For instance, if you're someone who spends a lot of time organizing events or planning, give Datepop a try. It might seem like a small feature, but the time you save will be significant in the long run. After you've gotten comfortable with one plugin, start exploring others based on your needs. For the creators out there, whether you're running a YouTube channel, writing blogs, or creating any sort of digital content, Snippo will be great for how you research. When you're watching a video and need to capture a key takeaway, just hit the Snippo button, and it'll log the timestamp along with your notes in Notion. This way, your notes are always tied to the exact moment in the video, which makes it easy to reference later. If you're focused on team management, Notion Forms can make a massive difference in your workflow. You can create forms for things like task assignments or project proposals and have them feed into your project databases in real time. If you're running a company or managing a remote team, this plugin is invaluable because it reduces the back and forth emails and keeps all your data centralized. One last trick is to combine Save to Notion with Notion Enhancer. Not only can you easily save articles and ideas from the web, but you can also make your workspace look exactly how you want it. It's the best of both worlds: functionality and customization all wrapped into one. Finally, we can say, from automating repetitive tasks with Datepop to automatically integrating video notes with Snippo, and even enhancing the aesthetics of your workspace, these plugins can transform the way you use Notion. The beauty of Notion is that it can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be. For those who love customizing their workspace and maximizing their productivity, these plugins are essential. You may have been struggling to keep up with Google Calendar because a lot of professionals still don't know how to use that efficiently, but SavvyCal is technically way easier, and it is reputable for its user-friendly, intuitive interface, meaning anyone can understand how to book slot for themselves besides others, and how to overlay calendar while choosing their time slot according to their own country's timeline. Besides, emailing back and forth, trying to find the perfect time that works for everyone has already engulfed our productivity to a great extent. That's where SavvyCal comes in. While there are plenty of meeting scheduler apps out there, SavvyCal takes a fresh approach with features that focus on saving you time and reducing the back and forth hassle. What makes it stand out is how thoughtfully it's built, which makes it a real hidden benefit for anyone looking to cut down on how they manage appointments, especially if you're running a business or juggling multiple projects. So, let's get you set up. First things first, head over to SavvyCal's website and sign up for an account. The onboarding process is pretty simple, and you can connect your calendars, whether it's Google, Outlook, or others, right from the start. You'll be asked to sync your availability, which is where SavvyCal shines. Unlike other tools that just show your available time slots, SavvyCal gives you control over how your availability is displayed to others. You can tweak it to show preferred meeting times, and even overlay your invitee's calendar, which I'll explain more about in a minute. Once your calendar is linked, you can start creating scheduling links for different types of meetings. Whether it's a one-on-one, a group meeting, or something custom, you'll be able to share these links with clients, colleagues, or anyone who needs to schedule time with you. The best part? You won't have to play email ping pong ever again. Let's break down some of the standout features and why they're so helpful. First, we have the overlay calendar feature. One of the biggest frustrations with scheduling is not knowing what the other person's availability looks like. You send over your free time, only to get a response like, "We're not available then," or "We are out of desk." Sound familiar? With SavvyCal, you can allow the other person to overlay their calendar over yours, which makes it incredibly easy to find a time that works for both of you. This feature is especially useful for industries like sales, consulting, or client services, any roles where you're constantly juggling meetings and need to respect others' time without the hassle of guessing. Another great feature is time preferences. Instead of just showing random time slots, SavvyCal lets you prioritize your preferred meeting times. For example, if you like having meetings in the afternoon but not first thing in the morning, you can set that as a preference. So when people look at your availability, they'll see the slots that work best for you first. This small tweak can really help if you like organizing your day a certain way. Maybe you keep your mornings for focused work and handle meetings in the afternoon. With this setup, SavvyCal works with your routine instead of you having to change how you do things. If you work with clients who might not be in the same time zone detection is a lifesaver. SavvyCal automatically detects the time zone of the person scheduling with you, so there's no confusion about meeting times. You don't need to worry about converting time zones or accidentally booking a meeting at 2 a.m. when you meant 2 p.m. It's all handled flawlessly by the app, which is a huge plus for anyone working with global teams or clients across different regions. For those who charge for their time like consultants, freelancers, or coaches, SavvyCal has an integration with Stripe, which allows you to collect payments right when someone books a meeting with you. This feature is fantastic for service providers because it eliminates the need for separate invoices or payment reminders. Everything is automated, so you can focus on delivering your service instead of chasing down payments. Another thing that really stands out is the multi-use links feature. If you have clients or colleagues who regularly schedule meetings with you, you can create a reusable link that they can access whenever they need to book time. This is convenient if you work with recurring clients or have team members who frequently need to hop on calls with you. You don't have to send out new links every time they want to schedule. One link does it all. It's these small, thoughtful details that make SavvyCal so effective. Of course, SavvyCal does have a few downsides worth mentioning. One of the main drawbacks is that it may be overkill for people with simpler scheduling needs. If you're only scheduling occasional meetings, or your workflow doesn't require a lot of back and forth, then SavvyCal's advanced features might not feel necessary. Tools like Google Calendar's basic invite system could be sufficient for those who don't have a packed meeting schedule. But for anyone who needs to manage meetings constantly, the investment is worth it. Also, while SavvyCal's integration options are well-rounded, it doesn't have the same wide range of integrations as some of its competitors. If you're looking for deep integration with a wider range of CRM tools or project management platforms, you might find yourself wishing for more options. However, it covers the basics well: calendars, payment processing, and video conferencing. Here's a cool tip to get the most out of SavvyCal. Use multi-length links. Imagine you want to let people choose how long they want to meet, whether it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour. With SavvyCal, you can offer all those options in just one link. No need to send different links for different meeting types. Just share one link and they pick the time that works best for them. It's awesome if you work with clients who need different amounts of your time, and it saves everyone a lot of hassle. Another trick is to embed SavvyCal into your website. If you're running a small business or providing services online, you can easily add your SavvyCal link to your contact page. This way, anyone visiting your site can book time with you directly without going through the hassle of email inquiries. It's perfect for consultants, freelancers, or anyone looking to convert visitors into clients more seamlessly. If you're juggling different projects or running multiple businesses, using multiple calendars can really help. With SavvyCal, you can connect several calendars to your account and keep your schedule separate for each area. For instance, have one calendar for personal meetings, another for client work, and a third for team calls. This way, you won't accidentally book two things at the same time, and everything stays organized and smooth. One more tip: custom availability windows. This is useful if you have specific days or hours when you're available for meetings. Let's say you want to reserve Fridays for deep work, or you only want to take meetings between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. during the week. SavvyCal lets you set those custom windows for each type of meeting, ensuring that your availability reflects how you actually want to spend your time. So, those are our takes on the best underrated productivity tools, each with its unique benefits and features. We hope this video gives you a good idea of the possibilities and helps you make the right choice for your needs. Let us know if you have any further questions or would like to share your thoughts in the comments below.